Empower You podcast is devoted to bringing real-world wisdom and encouragement to our listeners. We discuss a multitude of life principles and the process from an economic, cultural, and societal perspective. We believe that through tough conversations and shared wisdom, we can pave the path and leave a ladder for the future. Subscribe to our channel and let us empower you. Welcome to Empower You podcast. Can you tell us a little bit about you after you sneeze?
It was coming, but I sucked it in. Hi, thank you for having me. Nicole here, happy to be on board. Can I tell you something about me? I am an transparent, hopeful, super honest yet energetic and passionate individual who is constantly evolving and trying to be the best I can, all for 3 reasons. 1, to honor God. 2, to be the best mother I can be to my son. And 3, to give back my gift to the world.
That's
all.
all.
Who I am.
That's very admirable. I think that is the part where you said giving your gift back to the world, I think is very profound.
It's not mine to keep.
That's
Neither
right.
is yours, you know.
That's right.
And once people start keeping them, then you block your blessing. The whole purpose of us being created and having gifts is that we're supposed to share them to help others. You know?
Which is why they're called gifts, because you didn't
do
anything.
Ding, to get it.
Right. You know,
exactly.
You didn't do anything to get it. It's this idea that you're just so special. You're just so the whatever, the stuff, I'll put it that way, because you have this special ability. You didn't do anything to earn it. You can work to cultivate it.
Right. But you didn't do any.
Correct.
And unfortunately, the world we're in now is everything is self-entitlement is real. So a lot of gifts, I feel like if they're not destroyed or misused, they become tainted, because the whole premise of giving it the gift ends up becoming something kept. But anyhow,
that's great. Well, our topic for today is accepting adversity. I have a real I fully expect us to cover a lot of things, and I'm 100% okay with that. I'm going to get through these adversity questions first, because I think that is something that is so important to how we function and how we move through the next phases of our self-actualization. And the adversity part of it is really, really important. And so who better to speak on this than a lady such as yourself?
Who, me?
Oh, yeah, you.
Listen, I'm no expert. I just speak from my heart, you know?
That's right. That's right.
And I just hope that my truth helps others. But, all right, so let's talk about adversity.
What is adversity to you? What would you classify that? How would you classify it?
Well, I actually like the definition of adversity, which is resilience in the face of adversity. So then people go, well, what is adversity? Well, life. Adversity is the bad luck, right? Adversity are the things that so-called get in your way. Adversity is a misfortune. Adversity is a deck of cards that you can't control. That part, right?
The deck of cards you cannot control.
So that is adversity. What is adversity? The deck of cards that you cannot control. Amen. What's adversity to you?
Oh, adversity to me is, oh man, you said the bad luck. You said the deck of cards that you can't control. All of those are fantastic descriptions. I would say adversity is the things that you can't control, you cannot plan for, and you cannot foresee.
Absolutely.
Because it's really easy to anticipate certain problems, right? But you can't anticipate just life occurrences. You can't anticipate how someone is going to respond to your gift. You can't anticipate.
Uh-oh, you preaching.
I'm just saying, you cannot anticipate these things. And so that creates that adversity. And if you don't accept that as part of your journey, as part of your gift, as part of your struggle, it makes it really difficult to fully realize what that is. And so to me, that is what adversity is to me. What does it mean for you, to accept adversity?
I'm sorry, I'm just laughing because I think about the question, what does it mean to accept adversity? Well, it's like it's gonna happen whether you accept it or not. So so me choosing, or us people choosing to accept life, it's like, it's silly, because why, how can you fight against it? That's like choosing, accepting not to grow up, or choosing, accepting, you know what I mean? Not to get, I don't know what happened, not to get your skin wrinkled if you reach 75 without any, it's like, come on, like, it's like if we eat for what we want and not based off the live, then we all know that we're going to be choosing comorbidities. We're choosing obesity. We're choosing, like, we know that if we don't self-discipline, and if we don't, those of us that are connected spiritually into something, that if we don't harness that relationship, that we know that we'll be spiritually dead inside. It's like, come on, people. It's like, you can choose to quote unquote accept it or not, but it's still going to happen.
That's right.
It's still going to happen. Like, the end of the day. So I don't so much focus on choosing how I handle adversity, but I more so now focus on choosing my response to handle adversity. So how do I respond when life hits me? How do I respond when I'm given that ace? Bam! But then how do I respond when here come that two clubs?
Yeah. Yeah.
How do I respond when I had the big joker and you had the little joker, but for some kind of way, you just tricked me, and I know you did, but there's nothing I can do about it. How do I respond to that? How do I respond to adversity? And that's something that, I mean, the work, y'all. Everybody out there, listen, it's not easy, okay? Because the flesh wants what it wants. However, all those monks, all those scholars, all those elite that have made it past, they understand that there is power in controlling yourself. There's power in your response. So I handle adversity by controlling my response to it.
Ooh, I think that's great. That's great. Controlling your response.
Ooh.
That's the hardest thing to do.
Every day.
That is the hardest thing to do, is control your response to something that you cannot control.
And it's not a one day thing. Let me tell you, let me just be honest, because I'm all about transparency.
Come on now.
There is a situation. I'm honest, y'all.
Get it off your chest.
Get it off my say with your chest. There's a situation. There's a situation. Pardon my sniffles, everybody. There's a situation. There is somebody who did me wrong, right? And like a week after that, karma hit them. Or I should say, I shouldn't even call it karma. I should say it still is an opportunity. See, here's what this is what I mean by this is what I mean by it's not a one day thing. People are like, I'm human, right? And I'm okay with telling this to our listeners, because It's real, and we all go through it, right? And it's not necessarily just a one day thing where you overcome something one day and then that's it. No, sometimes these things still are in the back of your mind. So anyways, like I was saying, there's a situation that happened where this person wronged me, and then I had an opportunity, the little devil on this shoulder,
Hey, shout out to the
to
little devil on the shoulder.
no, we're not gonna shout out the little devil on the shoulder. No, we go keep patting the little devil down. Get
That's
out of
right.
here, right? Because I have to, it's me and it's my character and it's my integrity. However, it isn't. This probably happened, let's say, 10 days ago. Out of 10 days, today being the 11th day, or maybe today being the 10th day, I had considered making a bad choice because of what my flesh wants, because I was wrestling with wanting this person to feel how they made me feel, with
Right.
this quote unquote golden opportunity. It's almost like politics. Like, we take this photo, we could destroy our opponent, and it's laying on my desk. No, I'm not going to do that. Next day. Well, let me just. And then I think about the residual damage, and then I think about who I am, and I think about who I am striving to be.
That's
And
right.
that's the thing that keeps me against it. But what I'm just trying to explain to everybody is that you're always on. It's a continuous learning experience, but dig in, keep the resilience.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you'll get better off for it, because eventually, I won't have to say anything. Somebody else will do it for me.
You know, you really do have to let people do and be who they're going to be, and understand that what God has for you, what is supposed to
Period.
be in life, they can't change that. You can give it away,
Yep.
but they can't change that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why what you said about your response is how you deal with adversity, is you're controlling your response, because the reality is that response is that humanity, that human portion of you. You can call it your flesh, you could call it you're less intelligent, you're less uh, uh, um, attractive side, whatever you want to do, but that is your humanity creeping up.
Yes.
And that is what, when you talk about the little devil on your shoulder, that's those bad ideas that just come with the good ideas. They all come hand in hand, and you have to control that response.
Even Jesus was tested, right?
Right. Come on now. It's the truth. It's because you're human.
Because we're human, and people need to understand that there's no failure in what comes in front of you. There's no negative. Like, don't feel bad, because I hate when people say, "Oh, okay, well, you don't ever get me catch me in a situation." You hear somebody say, and I'm around you, you hear somebody say something to the lines of, "Oh, you are who you attract," or oh, what? Oh, I immediately lose it, because that's not true. You can't control who you attract. You can only control who you let in. You fair game to anything and everybody in this world, period. We need to stop thinking that we so high society, we're so high hoity-toity that, oh well, if I'm rich, I'm only going to attract rich people. Or if I'm honest, I'm only going to attract honest people. As if a liar isn't going to try to come knock. Is you serious?
They're a liar for a reason.
It just, you can't control who is attracted to you.
Right.
It's not about you are who you attract, right? Magnets attract other magnets, as long as you got the opposite end. Some are rusted, some are big, some are flat, some are skinny, some are thin, but you're going to attract all of them. It doesn't matter about who you connect yourself with. So, we have to watch our response, and not feel bad because of the tests that are in front of us. Now there's a difference. Not you are who you attract, but there are certain tests that all of us, I believe that everybody gets in their lives continually. And if you don't learn that test, then um, then you're going to repeat it. Sorry, everything's
If you
popping up
don't
now.
learn from that
Whatever life test you
adversity,
get,
yeah,
yes, whatever that adversity is that you can control that comes into your life, right? There's
yeah,
a lesson there, and if you
yeah.
don't get the lesson, it's going to come back.
And that's the thing about adversity. That's the thing about things you cannot, that is the important factor about situations, circumstances, the card that you're dealt. It is not to break you. It is not designed to break you. It is designed to give you
Yes,
confidence. It is designed to
yes,
give you the strength to navigate the next set of circumstances, because there is no success without adversity. There's no happiness without pain. There's no love without loss. These emotions, these states of being are all intertwined. And the sooner you learn to accept that this is a part of your journey and wear that badge of honor now, because you didn't respond however you responded in the way you wanted to, as far as your humanity just wanting to maybe enact your own little karma or whatever it is. Now the next time you're in a situation in which you feel triggered or you feel motivated to do something that is not in your character, you now have yet another situation where you did not allow someone to pull you out of your grace, to pull you off of your square.
yes,
And these things are invaluable. Invaluable. If you look at society and we look at folks who are traditionally successful or who are superstars, and they go off the rails and they go crazy and all these other things, or they respond horribly in moments of extreme stress and
yeah,
stuff like that.
yeah,
This is why you need to control your responses. This is why you need to train yourself to respond appropriately to
ooh,
things that you can't control.
ooh,
And so that confidence to walk through a room that people are planning your downfall. You got vipers on every step. You still have to go up every single level, because every step you take gives you confidence to take the next step. I used to get so frustrated when I was younger. You just be in, and I'm still very impatient. We talk about transparency. I'm still very, very impatient, not because I just want everything now. It's just because I believe I've been blessed with a certain amount of vision. And I've had this vision in some varying form for so long, everything seems like it takes forever. And so
yes,
it makes me somewhat impatient. And so that is a part of myself that I have to learn to respond better to. And when you encounter adversity on your journey, on your path, it can trigger certain responses. And for me, it would generally be just being very frustrated, very just like, you just can't deal. You just can't deal. You just over it. And I'm learning to not feel that way. I'm learning that there is nothing but where you are. You can aspire to be all these other things, but you have to get through right now. Now, manifesting what you want in the future is great, but though that manifestation is what's going to inform what you do right now. So you
absolutely.
still have to be present. You still have to understand that it is what it is. These things are going to happen. We're going to face things, and we're going to be better for it.
Right.
I feel like if you want to be, the baddest king in the jungle, so to speak, without using any colorful terms,
Yeah.
then you have to be willing to go through it.
Yeah.
Period. Period. Don't tell me about how great you are, but you can't handle. Bro, don't no at all, ever. Because the reality is, your bandwidth to handle stress, your bandwidth to handle things that you can't control, that is what tells me something about you. It's not
Absolutely.
how you navigate situations that are perfect.
Absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely.
what's been your biggest learning experience regarding adversity, whether it is in your personal life or in your professional life? Because you do a lot of things. You're a radio personality, you're an actress. You
I'm a
do a lot of
host,
things.
I'm a philanthropist,
Come on now.
author, come on, mentor, volunteer.
Listen, are y'all listening to this resume?
Um,
And she's on my
um,
podcast, y'all. So I feel very, very special.
listen, this dude always stay making me blush. Like,
Uh,
what's the question? How did I do, or what was some
what's your
adversity that I
biggest
got through?
learning experience? Your biggest learning experience?
Accept the things you cannot control. And that's more so dealing with people. And to even get it more personal and more transparency, the lesson first came with my father. For many years, I've grown up, I was a huge daddy's girl. Like, my dad could do no wrong. And I'm still a daddy's girl to today. But then, as life grew up and I got older and you start to really see things and not from, a childlike state anymore. There were times when I would need my dad to be a dad. There were times when I had expectations put on my father that I rightfully deserved, that he rightfully, in my mind, could have handled, but he let me down. And I would become beyond frustrated. I would become beyond. There was a point in time, hold on one second. Sorry, you guys, my 6-year-old. There was a time when my dad had made me so upset, and I hated him, right? And people say this, like, "Oh, I hate you." No, 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 no. Like, I literally hated him to the point to where it started to change me, but he wasn't affected by my hate. Only I was affected by my hate. And I remember as a teenager or young adult then, I don't know. I remember praying and asking God, teach me how to love, because I knew that hate wasn't the right way to go. They say be careful what you ask for, because God's going to give you all of what it is you're asking and not just the parts that you want, right?
Yeah.
So, so here I am praying, teach me how to love, teach me how to love. And then with that came learning how to love in a godlike manner. So peep this, right? So many times, a lot of people don't call on God until they need him. So many times, so many times God gives us grace and favor, and 100% of the time, God never gives us what we deserve, right? Never. We never get what we deserve, because if we ever got what we would deserve, we probably wouldn't get anything, right? Right? And yet, and I can only imagine how that would make me feel, like if I have these children or whatever who only come to me when they need me, who only tell me they love me because I graced them to a situation, who only shout me out because I gave them favor, who only praise me now because they survived the miracle. But prior to, and maybe even after all of this, I don't hear anything, yet I'm still responsible for still loving them the same, right? I can't handle that. I can't handle that, God. I feel bad because you've been getting dissed quite often. Present company included. Present company, he convicted me when I start thinking about this. So here you go. I'm giving y'all a story. So right, I'm giving y'all truth, right? So whatever. So God's like, oh, well, too late, girl. You asked me to teach you how to love. So guess what? This is all coming with it.
Yeah.
And with this and on that journey came a piece of knowledge that has stuck with me and sticks with me regarding whomever I come in contact with, which is this. In order for me to love my dad and forgive him for me, because forgiveness is for yourself, is never for the other person.
Say that again.
I had to I had to accept him where he was and not where I wanted him to be, even though where I wanted him to be was everything I deserved to have. And once I understood that about people, expectations come down, and then you just begin to watch them and you begin to accept who they are and what they show you, and then you move accordingly. And what that did was free up so much emotional stress, tension, physical stress. Like, once you really understand, A, you can't control people, but you can watch and observe them, and then guess what I can control? How I move. How much I let in. And I think that was the beginning of my resilience journey. That was the beginning of dealing with adversity, dealing with people, dealing with disappointment, dealing with life. I didn't get to choose my parents. That man is human. Yes, he's my dad, but he's human. And he comes with his own flaws. Flaws that he may never heal from, or that he may never discover on his own. He may never elevate from where he's at. And that's something that I have to accept so that I can love him for who he is and where he is, and not love him for these expectations that I have of what I think my father should be like, even though what I think he should be like, I deserve.
Oof.
You went deep on me. I wasn't ready for that, but it came out. So here we go.
Listen, I'm processing. I'll let that settle for a moment.
Everybody should let that settle.
For real, you said forgiveness is for you, not for the other person. You know, you got me thinking now. We can very easily create our own adversity with how we choose to respond to things.
Ding, ding.
Sometimes it may not be the situation you're fighting. It may be you.
And that's it. Now you got it. You got the entire message. That's the message for today. All right. I'm done, everybody. I'm out. See y'all. But that's it. That's literally it. That's the key. I just gave it away. That's the key.
That's right.
That's y'all's piece right there.
Wow. So when you talked about accepting people and watching them and observing folks, and then you controlling your own responses, and then also the way that you handle situations, the way that you move, your movements, your actions. What I have observed in my journey is that when you really focus on yourself, when you really open yourself up to using the gifts that God gave you and being okay with wherever that puts you, as long as you feel happy and whole doing what God made you to do, doing what your creator made you to do, being the I amness that you are meant to be, whatever that is, you will focus so much less on how other people respond to it.
Man, listen, and there's a difference between what did we say? Oh, purpose and passion, right there.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you are walking in your purpose, none of that other stuff matters.
That's right.
Because it's a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Which means you gotta go through it.
And nothing feels the same. All of your adversity is informed around the fact that you're doing what you know you're meant to do. And for those of you who are trying to find what it is you're meant to do, I encourage you to take a pause and to look inward first.
Oh, I was just getting ready to say that.
Yeah, because many times we can't see ourselves because of stuff we have in the way.
And
Which,
can I give them the key to that?
yes, yes.
Just because I just came out of it, so I'm still fresh, right?
Come
Still
on
fresh.
now.
And I probably still got it. My left foot still hanging in there, by the way, you know. But um, because I remember in the beginning, like in the beginning of what we're talking about, going through that and really still not understanding what that meant, as far as what you said, like when you go into yourself and, you know, start focusing on you. And then I remember distinctly thinking like, okay, well, I'm focused on me and I still don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. No, guys. It's a process. You're not done even when you think you're done, because I guarantee you, when you think you're done, all that means is that you just cleared a level, but there's 10 more you got to go. So keep going until I'm telling you, it's going to be some part in that me process that you're going to connect with your purpose.
You're also going to make mistakes, misjudgments, and encounter adversity the entire way.
Because those are lessons that you have to get in order to get to the final destination. He can't give you the purpose if you're not ready to get what comes with having the purpose, which is, i.e., learning how to respond.
It's like buying someone a Bentley who doesn't
And they
have
don't
a
know how to
driver's license.
drive. And even if, screw that, that's such, everybody uses that analogy, right? Because it's like, forget, you need to have more than just a license. I wouldn't buy my 16-year-old a Bentley.
Yeah, you gotta
I wouldn't
have
buy my
wisdom.
21-year-old a Bentley, right? I want someone that has been driving for years, who has wisdom in understanding what this car is about. So I just wanted to bring, because a lot of times when people use examples, we always go to extremes, and it's like, okay, well, duh. But it's like, no. Let's make it realistic. Even your 21-year-old self, who's been driving for 5 years.
Oh yeah.
I still don't trust you driving this Bentley.
Oh Lord.
Even your 30-year-old self. Let me see your driving record, because I still may not trust you driving my car. Like, come on, people. You know what I mean? So it's levels to this. But you got to get them so that you, listen, if there's no refinery, right? If there's no refinery, God can't take you into that boardroom.
Mm-hmm. You got to have grace.
You got to have grace. You got to have, and so if one of my favorite Shakespeare movies is Taming of the Shrew, right?
Okay.
Because she was wild and out of control and couldn't anybody handle her and da-da-da-da-da. And then when she finally met this guy, who, quote unquote, taming of the shrew, and then she evolved and became this, he saw what was in her. He saw more than what everybody else saw, because she was so wild. And it's like, had she not, or, you know, like I call him the gift, right? Because had she not kind of gone through his school of tamage, she wouldn't be able to emerge to be who she was. And
Right.
it's like, right. So in our series and seasons of development, and growing and learning, we have to pay attention to the lessons that we're supposed to learn. And again, how we approach those lessons. If we think of them from a positive perspective, I don't know, I love getting smarter, right? So I continue to study.
Yeah.
I love to see how, like I'm really into natural medicine and da-da-da-da-da. And I get kicks to see how taking these enzymes or following this plant-based diet, how it'll heal this eczema, or, you know, I'll notice my hair is growing. Like, so I like to see, I'm a person who loves to see results, right? So if anybody else out there is like that, what's the problem? It's like taking your car through a car wash and it comes out emerging shiny and almost new, and your rims is popping, and then you feeling good because your car looking good, versus when you had your car and, you know what I mean? Like, your whole MO changes. We put on a clean shirt, put on a fresh outfit, you know? The first time you come out the barbershop after you wash that hair off, and that whole energy, swag level, all of that, that's how you'll emerge once you get these lessons. I'm telling you. It's always a better, more beautiful process as soon as you're done.
I'd take it even farther, you know.
Farther, go,
You're
please.
you're all of the process of becoming, all those messy, sudsy stages, that's all of the adversity. You don't get to popping without it. You don't get the swag without it. You don't get the confidence without it. Period. You know, I can live and speak and do what I do because I understand where I've been.
Ooh,
And
ooh.
the
Write that
reality,
down. Ooh,
listen, I'm telling you.
ooh. Did you hear what you just
That is that is the beauty in it, and I did not see that for so
Me
long.
either. Me
And it's
either.
difficult, and for those who are, again, who are in this journey and trying to figure it out, look
I,
inward and try things.
I promise y'all.
Try things.
I promise.
Involve yourself in stuff. Volunteer with things that you're interested in. Like, try stuff. See what speaks to you. If you don't move and do different things, how can you expect to be stimulated in a way that you were not previously? Like, it's like a plant. If it's not growing in the spot that you have it in, maybe you should put it someplace where it has
And check your
sun.
comfort zone, people.
You Man, look, Erica,
I
that
started
comfort
this, let me
zone
tell you,
will
I started
always keep you
uh,
growing.
I started this book club with a friend of mine she's completely polar opposite of me. She always has been our whole her life, but this is why we like each other, right? And so the cool thing is that her and I get to pick books. I pick, she pick, I pick, she pick, right? Now, in a million years, I would never pick anything that she picked ever to read. And no, ever, ever. And the same for me. In a million years, she's not picking what I want to read either. But since we've started this, both of us, every book we get through, we're changed. I'm not even kidding. And we always find some jewel in each other's book. And I can do nothing but thank her for being her, because if it wasn't for her, I would have never found that information.
Right.
If it wasn't for her, I would have never been able to grow in this direction, because this is an area that I need to work in that I
Mhm.
would have never picked up on.
Mhm.
Because a lot of times we don't venture out our comfort zone, which is where the work is.
Which is where the work is. If you don't get out of your comfort zone, you're just never going to encounter the work.
Drops mic.
What you said earlier about noticing. Thank you so much for doing this.
I'm here for my people, baby. I'm here for my people. This head cold is not going to stop nobody's flow. The devil is a liar.
That's right.
I'm
What
here
I'm
for it.
noticing is just that the more we enable ourselves to stay in our comfort zone, the more we protect ourselves from adversity, because your comfort zone is what protects you in theory from adversity. You know all the outcomes, you know all the players, you know all the components, you know all the pieces to the puzzle. It's like putting together the same puzzle again and again and again. You know where all the
Right,
pieces go. That's
right,
your comfort zone, right?
right.
But by protecting that, you will never be able to build a better picture. You will never be able to build a picture that includes more purpose, that includes more life, that includes more understanding, more empathy, more spiritually grounded principles.
You know what? Can I
And
just drop a jewel to that?
go
Just
for
real
it.
quick. It'll be real quick because then you can just continue on. The thing that I noticed in life, in my experience in that whole thing, is that discomfort is this much. And those of you that can't see, I probably have about an inch. My fingers are probably about an inch apart, right? That's what the discomfort is. And then what you gain, open your fingers as wide as. Listen, Kibwe, I lived in 5 major cities all by myself, never knowing anyone, right? And people were always like, how do you do that? my little brother admires it. Like, sis, how do you do? And I'm like, you guys, everywhere that I went and not knew anybody, all I needed was 8 weeks. I don't know. I said, that's the beauty in life. I don't know what it is. I was like, but if you give any situation 90 days, I said, God's going to put people in my life. I've made family. Okay, not friends, not family, but I've made family every single city that I've lived in. I'm still connected. And my discomfort, the getting over the initial nervousness, I don't know anybody. What am I going to do? Where am I going to work? I mean, it's times I just listen. I don't even remember it because I've gained so much. And life will put everything you need in place for you. Your only assignment is to get there. Be in the position to show up. It's going to take an inch of discomfort, but I promise you, you're going to gain miles. Miles of life that you can't contain. That's worth that inch.
Man. Showing up is the hardest part.
And it's the smallest part.
Right. It's the first step and also the hardest step.
And also the smallest step.
And
like people's like, it's the biggest. I'm like, that's bullshit. It's the smallest. It's the smallest. Because all you got to do is take a step.
Yeah.
So it's like, how much money are you going to put on one step? I'm not going to call that that's the biggest step. No, it isn't. That's like saying, you asking me to marry you is the biggest step in our marriage. No, it's not. Us being married, maintaining the marriage, that's going to be the biggest step. All you did was open the door.
Yeah.
But if you take a step, I'm telling, listen, y'all don't got to take my word for it. Isn't that what LeVar Burton said in Reading Rainbow? You don't got to take my word. Listen, I'm telling you. I did it 5 times. And even for those of you that are parents out there, even parents, right? There's no handbook on parenting. There's a million books that can help or whatever, but there's no real handbook on the how-to, right? So every single day, because I only have one child, so I don't have a second one, like, oh, well, then I kind of know what to expect. No, I'm a first-time mom. So every single day, it's a new experience for me. All I know is I got to just show up. I know tomorrow I may fail him. I know tomorrow I may feel like a horrible mother. Tomorrow I may feel like the best mom in the world. I don't know what it's going to be, but my job is to show up every day. We just got to take a step. Believe in ourselves. Work on ourselves. Control our responses. Train yourself. Get a ready response. If you're surrounded by negativity, then write positive statements all the time. I set alarms on my phone. Check in on mom. Or tell mom you love her. Tell a friend I'll just text a random person. Just because I put alerts in my phone to remind me to do that, because I don't know what these people are going through and I can't always stay connected the way that I want to, right? I'll have an alert in my phone. Tell yourself who you are. Ooh, I'll stop. I'm at a red light on the highway and that alert pops up. Tell you, okay, I got to give myself 5 a.m. statements. Sometimes I've been on the way to a job interview and it'll pop up and it saved me because it changed my mood. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I could have walked out of taken an entrance exam and feel like I totally failed, and then something alert pop up on my phone with some quote or some saying, or just me saying, which goes back to the last final component of your little thing here. I mean, I didn't mean any disrespect for when I said little thing here, but the last component of your
Why
podcast.
You dissing my show?
No,
Why
no,
you dissing my show,
no.
Nicole?
I didn't mean it. I didn't mean that at all. It's big, mega, right? Mega. Huge. Today is opposite
now
day.
You pandering. Now you pandering.
I didn't mean that. I didn't mean for it to come out like that. But right. that was an elbow jab. And all in love, But anyways, you know what I mean? So you can call my show little. I don't care. I ain't gonna get offended.
It's all right.
But
Mm-mm.
so anyways, whatever I was saying, I totally lost my train of thought now with my stuffy nose and all.
Nicole was gonna give us a thought exercise, yeah.
Oh yeah, the thought. So boom, thank you. See, look at God. Ding ding. So this gives us to the thought exercises and how powerful these are. And everybody should tailor them to themselves, to whatever is unique to them. I have somebody had wrote me a birthday card years ago before I thought of myself as a queen, and it said "Happy Birthday, Queen," and I cut it out and put it on my bathroom mirror. So even though it's not my birthday, I'm reminded, "Happy Birthday, Queen," which means in my mind, every day I get a new chance to gain. What do we wish on our birthday? To wish for something. What happens on your birthday? You get older. So when you think of older, I think of wisdom. You know what I mean? So, and then it's reminding me again of who I am. Who are you? And even if I feel like I'm not that, strive to be that. Pretend that. Show up as that until you actually become that, right? Another thing that I do that I just mentioned is I set random timers on my phone. Put a timer in your phone randomly. Set it once a week, same time every week. I don't give a care. Put in their I am statement. Every time you see that, I don't care what you're doing. Give yourself an I am statement. Who are you? Look at my shirt. Look at God. I didn't even mean to put this on. But reminder, I am a Black woman, right? I am beautiful. I am magic. I am intelligent. I am resilient. Who are you? There's little things that you can do that I do. And I don't mind sharing my trade secrets with all of you listeners because it's not mine to keep. So I hope that helped.
That's a beautiful thought exercise to recite I am statements to yourself on a schedule.
I mean, yeah, who knows? The schedule, randomly, whatever, but yeah.
Consistently.
Consistently is what it is. I just like the randomness of it because which is ironic, since we're talking about adversity, right? So think about how random things happen to you, how adversity happens to you all the time randomly. So boom, you just get an I am statement, you just pumped yourself up and then life happens. I can almost guarantee you that your response to life happening right after you just told yourself who you are is going to be different than your response happening if you don't remind yourself who you are. Same thing if it was opposite. What if life happened and then boom, you just got this alert on your phone that's telling you, tell yourself who you are. So instead of you focusing so much now on the situation that just happened, now you're focused on who you are. So that when you come back to that situation, you can deal with it from a different mindset because you just reminded yourself to remind you of who you are. I'm resilient. I am strong. I can get through this. Whatever it is, whatever your I ams are, but just think it's almost like a hidden shield, right? To kind of help you balance out the nuances of life.
That's powerful.
I don't know. I just be rambling.
Nah, you're not rambling. That's powerful because the frequencies of the words that you speak out of your mouth, your body responds to them. That's why some words, certain notes, when people sing, they give you goosebumps and make you emotional, these are frequencies being spoken. And when you speak that life back into yourself on a regular basis, that belief hardens into fact. And because you know this about yourself, because you believe this about yourself, because you keep saying this to yourself, these things will manifest in your life. That's why you got to watch what music you listen to, what podcasts you listen to, what friends you hang around, because they may be introducing thoughts, frequencies that create adversity in you that then manifests in your surroundings.
And just because your friends can listen to this or watch that and they seem fine, doesn't mean that you're built the same way. So a lot of times, a lot of people, oh, have you seen this? Have you watched this? And then maybe you tried to watch it and it felt uneasy, but you feel like you got to push through because everybody, no. Stay true to you. Stay focused on what works for you. Because only in your truth will life be revealed, right?
That's so right. That's so true. Only in your truth will life be revealed.
Last thing, and then I'm out of here.
All right.
Today,
What you got?
today my son earned an eraser in school today, and he was so excited. I'm like, how'd you get that? Because I was the only one that was quiet in line, Mom. Really? He's like, yes, tell me about it. Da, 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 da. The most important thing out that whole story that I love the most is that he said this: I am so proud of myself. And then he just kept saying it. I am so proud of myself. I am so proud of my choice. The thing that people's like, oh, okay. But no. The thing that makes it big to me is that I purposely work on my son and his I am statements. So to hear him go, I am, he's speaking, he's taking that and putting it right back into him. And that's exactly, it's like a proud mom moment to say, okay, is all of this stuff working? Because he gives me a headache. I don't want to say it because I make him, whenever I hear something negative, I'm like, all right, boom, counteract it. Oh, I hate homework. Oh, you do? 10 I am statements. It's almost like push-ups, right? No, for real. Oh, you don't like cleaning up? Oh, you don't like cleaning up? Boom. 10 I am statements, 5 I am statements right now. Tell me right now. Or you want to go outside and play? Tell me now. I'm not playing this song until you. And so he didn't go, I'm happy. I'm so happy. He said, I am. And this may not seem big to some, but for those of you who is connecting with whatever it is that I'm saying, you know exactly what I mean. It's a reason why you have to have the I and the am in front of the statement. It's a reason why it's this specific mantra or this specific formula. So when my little homie talking about I am proud, yeah, baby, good for you. Good for you, because you're just pouring life right back into yourself.
That's right.
And that's something that I didn't get at that age, but I got it now. And I'm hoping for those of you that are my age and younger or whoever, however old you are, that you get this gift that I'm graciously giving to you, that has been mine to pass down, or however you want to say it. Just believe in yourself. Know who you are. Be your I ams. And you got this. We winning.
We winning.
We winning.
I love that. Oh my goodness. All right, y'all. 5 I am statements randomly throughout the day or on a timer, but remind yourself who you are. Spend some time looking inside and find your purpose, which will inform all of the other adverse situations that you encounter. Because once you know your purpose, adversity is just a thing. It's just a necessary evil, just like red lights on your way to work.
Yes.
They have to happen. You got to stop at some point.
That was a beautiful recap. Thank you for having me on.
Yes, thank you. I can't wait to have you back. Oh my God. You have a standing invitation.
See y'all soon. Nicole, check me out.
All right. Thank you again so much. Empower You podcast is devoted to bringing real world wisdom and encouragement to our listeners. We discuss a multitude of life principles and the process from an economic, cultural, and societal perspective. We believe that through tough conversations and shared wisdom, we can pave the path and leave a ladder for the future. Subscribe to our channel and let us empower you.